You've been eating garlic your entire life, and almost every single time it did nothing. Not because garlic doesn't work, because there's one step nobody tells you about. Skip it and you're just eating flavor. Here's what that step unlocks. A compound so powerful that pharmaceutical companies spent decades trying to synthesize it in a lab. They still can't. It only exists for 6 hours after you damage the clove. Heat destroys it in seconds. And in those 6 hours, if you got it into your body correctly, it exerts a remarkably powerful influence on your body, supporting it on every front. One clinical trial gave patients garlic every morning for 12 weeks. Their results were so good they asked their doctors, "Can we stop taking our pills now?" The doctors said, "Keep doing both." And this isn't new information. The workers building the Egyptian pyramids understood something about garlic that most people today have completely forgotten. They went on strike to get it back. Not for money, for garlic. In this video, you'll find out why has almost everyone been eating garlic wrong their entire life, and what happens when you finally do it right. What does one clove every morning actually do to your body by day 3? And why did doctors in a clinical trial tell patients to keep eating it alongside their medication? Why does garlic change your mood, and why does it start in your stomach, not your brain? What did scientists accidentally find in a lab in the 1990s when they weren't even looking for it? How did garlic help grave robbers stay alive? And why did the workers building the Egyptian pyramids go on strike specifically to get their garlic back? All of that in the next minutes. Here's the thing nobody tells you about garlic. A whole uncut clove does almost nothing. The stuff that makes garlic actually work doesn't exist inside the clove until you damage it. The moment you crush or chop it, two things that were sitting separately inside suddenly collide and react. Within seconds, the active compound is created, but it's incredibly fragile. Throw that crushed garlic straight into a hot pan, and it's gone before it even touches the oil, destroyed by heat in seconds. You just made your kitchen smell amazing and accomplished almost nothing else. This is what most people do every single day. The fix takes 0 effort. Crush the clove, then do nothing for 10 minutes. Leave it on the cutting board. Walk away. In those 10 minutes, the active compound stabilizes and becomes heat resistant. After that, light cooking is totally fine, or eat it raw. That 10-minute wait is the entire difference between garlic that works and garlic that's just food. One more thing, eat it on a completely empty stomach and you might regret it. Raw garlic can irritate your stomach lining. The smarter move, a small piece of bread with butter first. It protects your stomach and actually helps your body absorb garlic's active compounds better because they're fat-soluble. A small study confirmed this. You're not weakening the effect. You're making it work better. Crush. Wait 10 minutes. Bread and butter. That's it. Now here's what that actually does to your body. Day 1 and 2, you won't notice anything. But inside your body, something has already started. The active compound from garlic gets into your bloodstream and sends a signal to your blood vessel walls. A very specific signal, relax, and they do. The walls loosen, the vessels get slightly wider, blood moves through more easily, like switching from a narrow garden hose to a wider pipe. Less pressure, better flow. By day 3, this is measurable. Studies found that eating garlic regularly drops blood pressure by about 8 points on average. To put that in perspective, that's the kind of improvement some people take daily medication to achieve. In people who already had high blood pressure, the effect was even bigger, which is exactly why those patients in the trial started asking uncomfortable questions about their pills. Something else is happening at the same time. The cells that make your blood clot become slightly less sticky. This means blood flows more smoothly through your vessels. It's why people who eat garlic consistently have lower rates of stroke and heart problems, not because of magic, because their blood is literally moving better every single day. But the most surprising thing garlic does has nothing to do with your heart at all. It starts somewhere most people would never expect. Your gut is full of bacteria, trillions of them. And by day 3, garlic has already started changing who's winning down there. Here's how it works. Garlic contains a type of fiber that you can't digest, but your good gut bacteria absolutely love it. It feeds them, helps them grow, and gives them an edge over the harmful bacteria. At the same time, garlic's active compound directly suppresses the bad guys, including the bacteria responsible for most stomach ulcers. And unlike antibiotics, it doesn't destroy everything indiscriminately. It's selective. The good bacteria survive, the bad ones don't. Now here's the part nobody expects. About 90% of your serotonin, the chemical that controls your mood, your sense of calm, your emotional stability, is made in your gut, not your brain, your gut. So when the balance of bacteria in your gut improves, your body starts producing serotonin more consistently. Studies have found that people who eat garlic regularly report noticeably better mood and less anxiety, not because garlic is some kind of drug, but because your gut is constantly talking to your brain, and garlic is changing what it says. By days 5 and 6, you'll probably feel it physically too. Digestion gets smoother, bloating goes down, your gut is just running cleaner, and while all of this is happening, something completely different is building in your immune system. By the end of week 1, your immune system has quietly shifted into a higher gear. Your body has special cells whose only job is to patrol and destroy threats, viruses, infected cells, anything that looks wrong. Garlic directly increases the number of these cells and makes them more active. A proper study tracked people eating garlic for 90 days. By the end, they had significantly more of these defender cells than the people who didn't eat garlic. They got sick less, and when they did get sick, they recovered faster. Now here's the accidental discovery part. In the 1990s, a team of researchers was studying garlic's ability to kill bacteria. Standard stuff, petri dishes, results, nothing unusual. And then they noticed something that had absolutely nothing to do with their experiment. Abnormal cells in the dish were destroying themselves, not from bacteria, from garlic's active compound. It was triggering a built-in self-destruct button that damaged cells have, a signal that tells them to shut down before they can multiply and cause bigger problems. The researchers weren't looking for this, they just found it. This doesn't mean garlic fixes everything, but it means garlic wakes up a defense system your body already has, one that's supposed to catch problems early before they get serious. Most people's version of this system is running quietly at half power for years without them ever knowing. In the final stretch, 2 more things respond. The first is inflammation. Your body uses inflammation as a tool to fight infection, to heal injuries. But in most people, there's a low level of inflammation running constantly in the background, not from any specific injury, just from stress, poor sleep, processed food, life. And that slow burn over years is behind a lot of what we call aging. The fatigue, the joint stiffness, the brain fog. Garlic's active compound directly reduces this background inflammation. Not aggressively, not overnight, but consistently. Day after day, it turns the volume down. The second is cholesterol. Garlic tells your liver to produce slightly less of the bad kind. Studies looking at 39 trials combined found that eating garlic regularly reduced total cholesterol by about 17 points. Alone, that's not dramatic. But here's what matters. You're doing this with food every morning. And unlike a medication you take once, each day builds on the last. The effects compound. The blood pressure improvement deepens, the gut balance holds, the immune system stays elevated. You're not treating one problem, you're maintaining the whole system. Now, back to the Egyptians, because this part puts everything in perspective. Some of the oldest medical texts ever found, Egyptian scrolls from 1550 BC, list garlic as a treatment for heart problems, fatigue, and infections. Archaeologists found preserved garlic cloves inside Tutankhamun's tomb. And when the workers building the pyramids had their garlic ration reduced, they stopped working. A full strike. Not over wages, not over working conditions, over garlic. Because they knew from experience, or without it, they got sick more, recovered slower, and couldn't sustain the work. Greek Olympic athletes ate it before competing. Roman soldiers carried it across Europe. During the Black Plague, a group of grave robbers in France spent months looting infected bodies, and somehow not one of them got sick. When they were finally caught, they revealed they'd been soaking themselves in a mixture of garlic and vinegar. That recipe is still sold today. It's called 4 Thieves Vinegar. Every major civilization that had access to garlic used it as medicine. Without talking to each other, across thousands of years, they didn't have labs or clinical trials. They just paid attention to what happened to their bodies. Modern science didn't discover any of this. It just finally explained why. So here's the protocol. It takes about 60 seconds every morning. Crush 1 clove, leave it 10 minutes, eat a small piece of bread with butter, then eat the garlic. By day 3, your blood is flowing better and your blood pressure is already responding. By day 6, your gut has shifted, your mood is more stable, and your immune system is more active than it was a week ago. By day 10, that background inflammation is quieter, your cholesterol is moving in the right direction, and your body's own defense systems are running better than they have in years. You're not buying anything. You're not taking anything experimental. You're doing exactly what Egyptian pyramid workers went on strike to protect, what Roman soldiers carried into battle, what plague doctors in medieval France swore by: 30 cents, 10 minutes of patience every morning. That's the entire gap between garlic that works and garlic that doesn't.